Hello, and welcome friends. It's Friday the 13th, so we're talking about strange card investments that you may have never seen before, and some select Prism cards that you've definitely never seen. Now, you've all heard of the 1986 Fleer basketball cards featuring the Michael Jordan rookie, but we're talking about the 1968 Fleer baseball cards. It's essentially a set of colorful cartoon drawings with each year of the World Series featured. The PSA pop counts are extremely low on these, and if you do find one in good condition, they are quite expensive. Now, they're not very prevalent. You will be able to find them, mostly if you're buying vintage baseball card collections. They don't come up too often, but when they do, they're really cool, and they sell for a few dollars a piece. So if you haven't seen these cards yet, maybe check them out and see if they tickle your bumpers. How about garbage pail kids? Yes, back in the day, we all paid a bunch of money to open up these ugly-ass cards with weirdos and snot running out of their nose and dribbling on their shoes, and it was like just a plethora of disgusting and vile creatures that we paid money to look at. These days, we call them politicians and celebrities. But back in the 80s, Topps used to come out with all this weird shit, and if you find these things while you're out there hunting, the original series can be worth quite a bit of money, especially the sealed packs, which can go for hundreds of dollars a piece, and the PSA graded cards can sometimes go for thousands. So if you haven't seen Garbage Pail Kids in a while, maybe check them out. They came to mind because I recently picked up a nice collection of random Garbage Pail Kids, and they have all kinds of other things, not just the cards. They've got posters, they've got keychains, they've got watches, and it all just relates back to 80s pop culture, which is where a lot of us draw our nostalgic feelings from. Topps also made something in the 60s and 70s called wacky packages, where they were making fun of random products like Cracker Jerk, things like that, Jergens soap or Jerkins soap instead. And I know that these things don't come up that often either, but if you do find them at a garage or estate sale, maybe try to pick them up cheap. They're worth a few dollars a piece, but the original 1960s versions can be worth quite a bit of money. So don't shy away on these weird and strange abstract cards. Which brings us to the Upper Deck Mandelbrot Fractals. I was looking at credentials. You guys know I was doing research for Connor McDavid cards, and I was trying to see what I might find out there in the nooks and the crannies of the hockey card market, and I came across these really cool Mandelbrot fractal cards that are just very strange looking, very cool. I said to myself, I gotta get a few of these. Let me do some research on this. So I go on to ComC and I find them, and they're dirt cheap. There's like 50 each of them, and they're between 60 cents and $2 for a guy like Connor McDavid or Sidney Crosby. So I'm thinking to myself, all right, these are good looking cards. Where do they come from? How rare are these, and why are there so many of them up here? And at first I figured, hey, they just come out of packs, right? So I'm looking like an idiot. I'm looking at all these pack breaks on YouTube, and I'm just hunting, and I'm like scouring through and fast forwarding and click, 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 and I'm trying to find where the hell these cards came from. So I finally got some information on Discord from a guy who said, hey man, it's in the Epacks. And I'm like, the Epacks? What the hell is the Epack, man? You know what I'm saying? I know Tupac, I know Six Pack, but who the hell is Epack? So apparently on upperdeckepack.com, which I already had an account from years ago but just forgot about, you can buy hockey card product, Marvel card, just all kinds of random cards, and they have redemption, so you can redeem these things. For each set, apparently there's a specific redemption that you can get, so it seems plentiful, right? But the problem is that it's quite expensive on there. The price for an individual pack is more than it ought to be. It's like $14 or $12, some astronomical bullshit. Nobody really knows about them, first of all, and second of all, everybody that's redeemed them just threw them over to ComC because there's this Upper Deck to ComC transfer. So that means you can transfer cards directly from your Upper Deck Epack account to ComC to sell, which means that when we buy those cards on ComC, we're getting uncirculated. It even says on ComC, uncirculated whatever stock photo. You're getting a brand new, potentially gem mint PSA 10 style of card that you can then submit or whatever you want to do with it. So even though this looks like there's a lot of them out there because you just added like 5 base cards together, how many packs do you have to open to get 5 base cards of one individual guy and then put together? And not only that, it's going to stop at some point because those packs are not going to be offered for sale forever. So you have something that looks plentiful, but in reality reality, it's probably not. Full disclosure here, guys. I went and I bought like 10 or 15 McDavids. I bought a bunch of Sidney Crosbys. I think these cards look unique. They got like a nice silvery, just weird, kind of reminds me of Louis Wayne cat art, the schizophrenic guy after he went crazy. And I think that it's interesting to look at these Upper Deck redemptions and see what's out there. They've got achievements and weird things that you can get, rare copies of this and that. What's it all about? I mean, I know it's hockey. I don't see other sports doing it. I'm sure that there's something out there that you guys can direct me to that's similar. For me, I think that there might be less of these things out there than it looks like, so I'm in on getting some of them. Because the way I see it, if it doesn't break the bank, it doesn't break the back. And for $1 or $2 a card, and I know I promised you guys some Select Prism cards that you've never seen before, so that's what I'm going to show you now. But it's not what you think. It's Selectra Prism vending stickers. Now, when we're talking about things that will be worth more money in the future, branding is extremely important because that is where you get familiarity. That's where you get emotional, nostalgic connection. And I think these Prism stickers have a lot of potential. They look just like cards, and they're in the form of a silvery, chromatic, weird prism. They were out in the 80s, and they came in vending machines. So you would put some coins in, and you would get a vending sticker out of all different types of brands. They've got Marvel, they've got Batman, so comic book heroes, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, especially the horror ones. Those can go for some big dollars. You already have sort of a subculture built around these Prism stickers, or people are collecting them and looking for them, but if the masses got on these things, I think they could really blow up. I picked up a few myself just to see if they were cool, feel them in my hands. Here is what one of these Prism stickers looks like. This is the Wolverine #1 limited comic series cover, and as you guys can see, it has that sweet, foily, prismatic, colorful look to it. And I'm going to send this into PSA and see how it does. The back of them is Kodak paper, which is also kind of funny. But I think they tick all the boxes for a strange or alternative card investment. They've got branding, they've got eye appeal, they've got scarcity, they've got vintage, nostalgic, emotional connection. So if you see it on the side of the road looking for a ride, you just might want to pick it up. Thank you for joining me on this Friday the 13th. Before the world collapses around you and doomsday and the apocalypse is upon us all, hit that like and subscribe button so I have something to enjoy from the great beyond. Stay safe and take care of each other out there, and I'll catch you on the flip side.